Did you get any like random people coming up to you like after that? Not to like make fun of you, but to be like,
to give you an idea, so this summer, people ask me at the table all the time, how often do you get asked about that hand? And I am not exaggerating, every single day. And I remember one day laughing because it was like 11:30 at night and we bag in like 20 minutes. And someone asked, and I'm like, you know what? You're the first person today. You would have broken the streak.
Me and my buddy, we making all of this money. Yeah, I know it's rude to be bragging. They never catching us slacking. Me and my buddy.
All right, guys, welcome back. Another Table One podcast. Co-host Art Farman, other co-host Justin Young, and a special guest today, Matt Affleck, is here. Normally, I say, like, I'm sure you've seen every one of our episodes, but I'm just going to ask you, since you asked if it was audio or video or both or whatever, I assume you've never seen one of our episodes.
No, I've seen like a reasonable amount. Like I watched like the good storytellers and stuff. I know, like, so pick and choose. And I only listen to it mostly on podcast form.
I got you.
So I've seen very little. I don't know if I've seen a video one, but I definitely listen to podcast form.
My wife's the same way. Like she's just like, she'll take herself on walks. She's like, the only way I'll listen to your podcast if I basically have nothing else to do and like, need something to fill the ear holes.
She listens to you enough.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true.
If my wife and I are both doing work at the table, dining room table, and I'll be editing the podcast and she'll be sitting there. That's the only way that she's ever listened to any of it.
So. Not our target audience.
No.
Even though we actually do want to do a podcast with our wives and like just them and just like having to complain about us.
Yeah.
Like we're thinking like a Valentine's Day episode, maybe. I don't know.
I'm a little scared of that episode. I think it's kind of like going in a tandem kayak for the first time. Like by the end of it, you want a divorce. It's like
I don't want to. I'm glad you get to edit it because I don't want to actually like listen to it.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah. Anyway, so you've seen him, or heard him at least. So you kind of know like the premise. We kind of just take the viewership back to like when you were tiny Affleck and growing up in Seattle. Like I know it's Washington. I assume Seattle.
Yeah, just like 30 minutes north of Seattle.
North. Okay. What's the township?
Mill Creek.
Milk Creek or Mill?
Mill Creek.
Okay. All right.
Best high school for poker players in the world.
Really? Okay. What else came out of there?
Yeah.
We probably have like 7 at least that have made over $1 million from my graduating class alone.
And there was
from your graduating class?
That's nuts. Let's say within 2 to 3 years. Like I was in school with them.
Okay.
And I lived 2 years in Bothell, and so my elementary school, shot out some talent as well.
What's a Bothell?
Sorry, Bothell is a little east of Seattle.
Okay, thank you. I was assuming, but I didn't know if you didn't know how to pronounce brothel. So name drop some of the people that were in your class. Who's the most famous one outside of you, obviously?
So a lot of them don't play as much now, but like Joel Micca, he got second at PCA. He was. At one point, he was playing like 1K heads ups against like Olivier Bousquet and stuff. Shit. Like he got to the top of that ladder along like during the heyday of online. Charlie Coltis plays a lot of cash games and stuff. We got Jordan Westmoreland, who was at JW Prodigy. He was at one point. I think he got to number 1 on Pocket Fives at one point, or he was like way up there.
Yeah, I remember.
He won a bracelet this summer online. He's been around. He moved to Australia, did the whole Black Friday, moved out of the country and stuff, and. He's been traveling this circuit a lot recently. Now I'm on the spot.
That's cool. That's cool. That's enough. That's really good.
There's a lot more that people wouldn't know.
Yeah.
That have like, they moved out, like 6 guys or 5 guys went to Thailand and rented a house and just played online.
That's crazy. Well, I mean, obviously that kind of leads into my next question. Like, did you grow up gambling at all? Like, I mean, if your high school is like this, is like, was there even a football team or was it just like, a poker
we had
club?
A good football team. Well, one year we had a good football team. Yeah, we played a lot in school. That's how I got introduced. Like, I feel like first time really playing was like last year middle school. So that would be 8th grade.
Wow.
Was this like a
not legal
a home game or like you guys at the cafeteria? Like,
it kind of started off with like we would go to our friend's house and play and stuff, and then it was like it was started off smaller, but like eventually like the 1-2 no limit game, like almost everyone was a professional player at one point. And not just like, I don't have a job, I'm playing poker. Like most of them made, at least 7 figures playing poker at some point.
So it was real competitive, like game.
Yeah. And then, transition to like, was getting like, can I get a dollar transfer online? I want to grind the 1 cent, 2 cent limit hold up and stuff. And
So what year was this then? Like around the Rounders time?
Yeah, right at like Moneymaker.
Okay,
Rounder.
Moneymaker.
Yeah.
How old are you? Like 39?
38. Just turned 38.
Good company.
A lot of people art aged here.
I mean, a lot of people in the poker boom came out were like seniors in high school in 05, 04, right in that kind of window of opportunity. Do I want a job for the summer, or do I want to use my mom's credit card to play online poker? So.
Yeah, I like how we had Aaron Mermelson on yesterday, and he was like, and somehow I got money on like online when I was 11 or 15 or something like that. And we're like, how? He's like, well,
what did
my parents didn't know about it. And I was like, what the fuck did you do? So were you playing legally or whatever, like in high school and stuff? Or
I mean, we would play like in the back of the class sometimes. There'd be like some AC-Deucey games going on. I don't even remember the rules of that game, but I remember the name. AC-Deucey. And then like, yeah, little like home games. And like I remember at lunch, like it started off as like we'll play like $2 sit and go, little poker game at lunch, and then it was $5.
Jeez.
And it was $10. It was
Super
20.
turbo, done in 12 minutes.
Yeah, no,
You got some rich classmates. That's nice. So did you have aspirations to like go to college and like actually have a respectable job?
Yeah. I mean, I went to University of Washington.
UW.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Went to, there's some other UWs that I didn't want people to think that the inferior UWs and stuff, Wisconsin and stuff. So
The inferior. Wow.
Shots fired.
No. So yeah, I was always going to go to school. Went with a finance degree, and it wasn't really until junior year of college I kind of knew I was going to play poker. But I finished school, graduated. That was always the deal. I kind of remember.
Didn't you rip off a scoop in college?
Yeah.
What year of college was that?
That was junior year.
That was junior year. That's when you knew you were going to make it.
Yeah.
Poker's easy.
Oh, look at all this money.
Poker was very easy. No, I guess so. Senior year of high school, I was already playing. Like I had won a $20 party poker tournament for like 12 or 15,000, like back then. And then I was playing sit and goes at the time, and not big, but maybe like $10 sit and goes, and playing 6 at a time or 8 at a time or whatever. And I was making more money then than I was working at the grocery store pushing carts and stuff. And so I kind of presented to my parents, like, I don't want to work during college. I want to be able to experience college and not have to worry about like going to work on a Friday night or Saturday night and stuff like that. And they kind of pushed back first. But I mean, the deal was you're
must graduate
school. Yeah. So that was never a question at all. And so, yeah, I quit my job, and that was the last job I ever had. Was
pushing carts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cashier at the grocery store.
So the resume is not that strong if things go south right now.
I have a finance degree, and I used to push buttons on the cash register.
Yeah. And then by like sophomore year, even freshman year of college, I was like a regular like 20 tabling, got to like the $60 or $100 sit and goes, like put in a lot of volume.
Always tournaments and sit and goes, never cash, really?
Not online. Like I had like after Black Friday, there was like 4 or 5 years I only played live cash, but I've always been on the mindset that like tournaments are best for online and cash is best for live. That's always been kind of my mindset.
Probably about right. Yeah.
And for probably obvious reasons for the audience, like you need a lot of volume for tournaments, which is a lot easier to put in online, and live, cash is fun, more fun.
Can definitely be more fun.
How'd your parents like take it? Obviously the deal was done where you had to graduate or whatever, but were they so apprehensive of all this?
They've always been supportive, and then I feel like they just thought it was maybe a phase at first and stuff. And by like junior year, before I won a scoop, I had built up to like, I don't know, maybe a 40K bankroll or something like that, 30 or 40K.
And you're like 21 at this time?
Yeah, I was 21.
Okay.
I was like splitting costs with school. Luckily, like in-state tuition and stuff was really, really cheap. Sure. And I had told them I wanted to live, like I ended up living in a fraternity, and they're like, kind of the deal was like, you can pay for that if you want to do that. So I was like paying for all my expenses and stuff there. And then, like junior year, I won a satellite to a 2K scoop event. And I remember I offered a friend, I'm like, do you want like 20% of like a chunk of this? And he was like, nah, like you're going to get crushed in that event probably. And yeah, I ripped off a scoop event back when scoop events were really big.
Whoa, yeah. How big was this? It's 2K. Holy shit. I was thinking like a $200 one.
It was like 480.
Wow.
It's a step change there.
Yeah.
There's a good story.
12X.
So I was in the fraternity. It was a 2-day event. It was a Monday. And I can't remember how many were left at this time, but maybe like 30 or something. The internet goes out at our fraternity, which I was a stupid kid at the time. I knew our internet was bad and didn't really ever have a backup internet plan. There wasn't hotspots back then, I don't think.
No, probably not.
It was hotspots. You had to like buy the device and everything like that. It wasn't built into your phone. Yeah. So threw everything into a backpack and like jogged, sprinted like 3/4 of a mile to the library, half a mile to the library. And I'm a big guy still. I was a much bigger guy back then. And I rented like, it was like a nice library and they had like little, not cubicles, but like study rooms you could rent. And I rented one of those and played it in the library on campus.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Won it. And then walked back and was like, telling my parents, oh yeah, I won a tournament online. Called my mom, like, how much? And like, she didn't really believe me at first. And
I still don't believe you.
Yeah. She was like, how do you get the money? I'm like, oh, we'll take care of that.
That's secondary.
And I just remember getting back to the fraternity. And it's like, this is like basically like a 40-room apartment building. We have 70 guys that live there and stuff. And just getting on the intercom, be like, whoever wants to go to the bars, come downstairs.
Nice.
So
I just say you had to be real popular before you hit for 480 or whatever. With 30,000 in college, it seems like infinite, but
yeah.
480 seems like a made up number.
It was half off night at the normal bar that we go to.
Oh, wow. You're that like, cheap? You went to the half off place?
12 guys. The biggest bill I could rack up was like $400 or $500 or something like that. It was like, we want a shot of your most expensive alcohol. And we were like, yeah, those are $6 each on half off night.
It's pronounced Goldschlager.
Yeah, probably was.
That's amazing.
Wow. So, okay. Well, the bankroll is huge right now. Your friends were too dumb to buy a piece of you. That's great. Having the discipline to finish college seems like a superhero trait to me. But
yeah, to me, like I ripped off a $3,000 tournament and then I quit college. So yeah. I'm like, I'm a pro. Here we go. But you sound like you already had the discipline to grind for a while to build up before you.
Yeah, it was. I was playing a lot online. Like I was full time. I was known as a regular online already,
sure.
And like still going to school. A lot of guys had dropped out and stuff at this point because online was so good and stuff. They finished out the junior year. And senior year, I was always like a good student at school, had like good grades and stuff. And I had a class that in business school I hadn't taken that was not in my major, but it was a required business school class. So I'm in a class with a bunch of sophomores and like juniors just starting their business school. And when first day of class, we get a like group project. Like you'll work on this all semester and everything like that. And I already knew at this point, I already had a conversation about like, I'm going to try playing poker after college. And this was second to last quarter or something. And I explained to the group, hey, I get all my grades and everything. I'm going to do my part, but I'm a senior. This is an elective. I have a couple work trips here. I just wouldn't give me the most important parts of the project.
Work trips.
Yeah.
I thought you were like just pulled out like a band of hundreds. Like, all right, you do my work for us here.
I was thinking,
let's not talk about this ever again.
Thinking a Poker Star screenshot of your bankroll, maybe.
No, so this is actually one of my favorite colleges. So I always built my schedules in college around poker. So in our business school, there's mostly like 2-hour classes twice a week. So I built my schedule where it was Monday and Wednesday. I went to class for 6 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
And then like Tuesday I would study, do all my work and stuff. But then the rest of the time I'd play online. And I had won a package to EPT in Deauville. And my classes were always Monday, Wednesday. Monday during that quarter was a Martin Luther King Day. Huh. And so I literally went to my Wednesday classes, left Thursday morning for Paris. The following Monday, didn't have class, missed the next Wednesday's classes, and then came back the Sunday morning. So I went to Europe for 10 days for an EPT, like won a side event, and only missed 1 day of class, and like studied for an exam on the flight home, and then had an exam the next day.
That's impressive.
That is actually really sick. Just you went solo, or
you went solo?
That's amazing.
Like I went solo. Like I know people like there.
Yeah,
and stuff,
sure.
But like,
what was your online name again? I can't remember now.
McMatto.
Okay.
Yeah, McMatto.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Now that you spelled it out, I was like, I don't remember that.
The MC was for Mill Creek.
Ah, There you go.
And then Matto was always my nickname for my dad.
Behind the curtain, guys. We're really digging deep. All right. So at some point you graduate and your bankroll's just $500,000 plus. Is that kind of like where we're?
Yeah.
So like you never had to mess with like backing or like kind of grinding like when you're like that young or anything like that. Granted, I'm sure you put some money away and whatnot, but
yeah.
Oh, we'll get to the bad parts of gambling. Don't worry. It's not smooth sailing for any of our guests, I promise. Certainly not for the host.
So well.
Let's just end it here, guys.
So after you graduated, you just like you were just happy to be an online guy and just stay up in the Northwest and be there.
So even right after like the big score my junior year. So I went to school to be a finance, and when I was a freshman in like 2006, guys were getting 30, 40,000 signing bonuses with Goldman Sachs and all those companies, and I thought that's kind of where I was going to go. And even when poker was going good, grinding, I thought still going to do that.
Oh, wow.
And then the financial downturn happened, and it was 1,000 people applying for one job. And I had been going to the World Series for the last 2 summers and not doing internships. So I was like, well, we'll give poker a shot for the summer. Like going into junior year, that's after the big score. That was kind of like, it was spring. So I was pretty much done with my junior year. I kind of knew the job market was going to be, shit at that point. So, and yeah, I was like, I'm going to give it a shot for a year and we'll see what happens. Have a good degree and stuff like that. We can figure it out after there. And then I literally went to my graduation and had lunch with my parents and was in a car 2 hours later driving to Vegas because we were quarters. So we finished like June 12th, June 15th. Okay. Like we were really late compared to a lot of schools. And so I'm like, I already missed 2 weeks of the series. Like, this is bullshit.
You're jonesing.
Yeah. So went down there, promptly went like 0 for 30. And then the main event, that was my first deep run in the main event, where I got 80th, 81st, somewhere around there.
It's not quite the summer saver though, right?
I mean, it was, I think it was like 90K.
Oh shit.
So
Okay.
like over 30. I wasn't playing massive and stuff like that. Like, so I definitely made money.
You couldn't really even play that big back then. It was hard to spend like 40,000 in a summer. Like,
that's true.
Yeah, it was a lot of,
that is true.
Yeah. There wasn't even like 500. There wasn't the smallest bracelet event that was like 1,500 at the time there.
Sure,
yeah,
but like
there was like 1 5K or
yeah,
right.
Right. The mid stakes stuff. It was either 1,500s or 10Ks.
I think I was down like 40K going in the main or something. That
sounds about right.
So are you just a Hold'em guy, or like do you dabble?
I can play all the games. So yeah,
confidently.
Except he doesn't know the rules to AC/DC anymore. So.
I would describe right now, I think I'm a favorite in 2040 mix lineups and stuff. Okay. Probably like if I wouldn't play like 2040.
But in those days, in that tournament run,
back then, were you playing like 1,500?
Back then, I was only Hold'em. Yeah,
okay.
No, actually, I played my first ever World Series of Poker cash was in Raz.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, I was like jonesing, feeling, had a good, all this. And I watched a trading video online and went and entered a Raz tournament. And it was like 30 left. I remember it was the year Lissandro won like all 3 stud formats. Mm-hmm. And we played like a massive pot for like almost like Chipley. I could have ended the Lissandro run.
You could have.
But yeah, I had never played a hand of Raz before. But like at like an hour in, I'm like, why are you raising me? I have you board locked. There's no 2 possible cards. You like looking at you don't even know my cards and I have you beat. Like people it was crazy.
Yeah, I've only played Raz online and only when I've been drinking and just to like click buttons really fast, and just like raise people with the king and with 2 low cards and just, they keep raising you back and then you run good and that's pretty much the way I play Raz.
That's all right. I think that's how Sean Deeb actually plays Raz.
Make the pot big and then run out better.
Yeah. I'll probably catch a deuce. I'll catch a jack and we'll win the pot.
All right. So that was your first deep run. Kind of I guess describe how you felt that first deep run. You thought you were gonna rink it, because most people don't get multiple deep runs, but I know you went back to back deep runs, and we'll talk about the second one later.
Yeah, I was chip leader after like day 4. I have kind of a cool. My sister for her birthday she got it like printed out and framed of like the chip counts at the end of day 4.
Oh, cool!
Like it was funny because the chip counts, it was like 1.2 million chip lead. Like now it's like you need like 4 million.
Well, back in the day, like you started like
30,000.
Yeah, 30. I mean, it was like when I first played, it was like 10,000. I mean, it was like equal. We had quarters in play like till the end of day 1 through the day end of 1. But yeah, like, so okay, you were chip leader.
Yeah, I was chip leader. So back-to-back years, I was chip leader at the end of day 4. Wow, pretty crazy.
That is crazy. So the first year, anyway, let's concentrate on that right now. Like, what was your, I don't know, your mindset? Like, I guess you're kind of a grizzled veteran at this point, a little bit. Like no emotions, no like anxiety, no.
I'm like, I remember the hand that like this. I was stupid, crazy aggro at the time. But just I don't know. It was different back then. Like, it was weird getting like camera attention and stuff. That was the first time ever getting any of that type of attention. So that was pretty weird, and hard to get used to. I remember the hand that like bust 80, or not bust me, but get short. Like, there's no cameras around, and it was some like 10-10-5 flop, and like I check raised the guy, and then he min clicked. And I min 5-bet, like 4-bet clicked, and then he 5-bet. I'm like, there's no chance. And ended up like shoving, and this guy goes in the tank for 10 minutes. I'm like, oh, he's folding for sure. And then the cameras come over, and I just in my head just go. And then the cameras, like literally like 6 cameras come over, and I'm like, God damn it, now he's never gonna fold. And he ends up like calling with like jacks or something like that. And
what a fun way to play jacks.
All right. Yeah. Like, well, I induced him now, but did I?
Yeah.
What do you remember what you had? I mean,
I had air balls.
Yeah.
I think I might have had a backdoor.
Overcard?
No. I remember saying to him, I apologize into advance. I called it off with the camera. I remember saying that. And I turned like 6 outs. And I'm like, I told you.
Yeah, when the cameras come over, that'd be the 2 things I'm thinking. What do I say if he calls, and how do I windmill this when he folds?
Exactly. Oh, but it was getting windmilled for sure. You don't do that to windmill.
Wow, that's sexy. I mean, if you're gonna bust deep into the main event, I feel like bluffing's kind of the way to do it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you get all the chips. I mean, in the main specifically, people just do not want to bust at all. Just a quick break here, guys, to tell you about the new promotion that we are doing at Phenom Poker. We are giving away 175 USDT per week to the top 3 rake earners that came through our referral channels. If you earn the most rake in August each week, you will get 100 USDT. Second place gets 50, third place gets 25, and we're doing that every week. That's pretty much all that we get from them. Actually, it's more than we get from them for our current referral pool. So we're paying out of pocket just to try to get you guys on there to check out the software, because they have come a long way on the software, and they've added tournaments.
And not only that, guys, if you're a first-time depositor, you get 200% rake back right away. So just up to $2,000. So you can get up to $4,000 if you play high enough. So just get on there, get some money in there, and between the rake back and our generous promotion, it's tough to go broke. Almost impossible.
Every Monday, we'll be putting out a tweet, or we'll actually have a website, table1.vegas/rake. So you go there, you can see all the details about the promotion, and you can sign up through there too. But you got to sign up through our link, or you do not qualify. And if you already have signed up through our link, you automatically qualify because you're in there. So get to gambling.
See you guys at the table. All right, so I don't want to skip ahead to the following summer too fast or anything, but like after winning money, like first summer in Vegas, you still like happy just living in the Northwest? Don't have the itch like move to LA or Vegas?
No, I lived in Seattle. I mean, so like after that year, I ended up buying a condo in Seattle and stuff. Online poker was still roaring and stuff, and kind of I was happy just playing online, like mostly, and then traveling every once in a while. Like my favorite thing from online poker, and still to this day, the thing I miss the most was every Saturday morning, I'd get up at like 6:30 in the morning because the EPT qualifiers started at like 7 a.m. And I would play the 7 a.m. EPT qualifiers to wherever. I didn't even know. I remember one, it was like Warsaw. Where's that? And just play. Obviously now I know where Warsaw is now, but I was an ignorant 21-year-old and stuff with not a lot of European geography. And we're like, Deauville. I'm like, sounds French. I have no idea where it is in France. But like that was my favorite thing ever. So, I was playing like a few EPTs a year and stuff.
Cool.
And
what was your favorite places to go?
Went to London, Berlin, Deauville. Deauville was cool. It was a little quiet town and stuff. I won packages not to EPTs, but to Punta del Este in Uruguay. That was a fun one. I met for the first time a lot of people I'm still like friends with and stuff down there. Won a package to Macau.
Oh, all right.
That was the first time I ever left the country outside of Canada. Was Punta del Este, Uruguay, and then like 2 weeks later, I had already won a package to Macau. I'm like, okay,
Culture shock
Yeah.
twice.
No kidding. Man, I was traveling around as a 21-year-old, kind of green to.
Yeah, it was fun. Like it was a lot of fun. I remember just like I don't know why this name just because he was such a big name in poker later on, but this was like down in Uruguay. I met Jason Mercier for the first time. We were like hanging out and stuff down there. Like before he was like
Traceable.
big time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I mean, he was an online guy. I knew who he was and stuff. And there was this one bar down in Punta del Este that everyone would go to and stuff. So I remember a lot of like fun nights there and stuff. And
It's funny you say that because when I was 20, I won a package to San Remo, EPT San Remo, kind of the same thing. Play. I don't remember if it was early morning one or whatever, but I used to like look at those and play them. And I won a package to go there. And I was a newlywed, with my wife. I took her there, and on our honeymoon in September, I was like, "What do you think of Vegas? Like, could we ever move to Vegas?" She was like, "Fuck no! Like, we're not going to Vegas." Like, we lived in Virginia at the time, and we go on this trip. And this is like May or April the following year, and we go on this trip. She loves San Remo. It's beautiful out there, walking around and whatnot. And we come back from that trip, and like the day after, I'm like, "What do you think about Vegas?" And she was like, "Yeah, let's do it." And we just fucking, by May 31st, we were in Vegas with a lease and like fucking carted all of our shit across the country. And, we had old junky furniture, brought all that shit over for some reason instead of just leaving it. But
well, yeah, the main reason is because like he not only did he cash the tournament, he swapped with Jason Mercier in that tournament. I figured that's where you were going to go.
Yeah. No, I was going to go there, but I forgot mid story. But no, yeah, met him there. He was like the only other American. Like when I first met him, and I was like, "Oh, I heard people swap 2%." And he's like, "Sure." Yeah. And boom, he wins, and I get like 25th or something, and got to watch him win. And like he crushed that final table. Like did picked off some sick bluffs and whatnot.
Yeah, there were some crazy hands from that final table. I remember.
Yeah, there was that wild Frenchman. I think he's a Frenchman. He might have just been Italian, but that guy was fucking bananas. And he went out same way he got all his chips, going crazy. Anyways, back to you.
I was like the travel stuff. Like some of my favorite memories from all of poker, or like looking back at like my poker career right now, the coolest thing ever is that I got to travel all around the world and stuff. And I don't know how many, maybe like 10 or 12 countries or something. Just like, I'm experienced travel, like well more than the average person. I'm not some of these guys like Michael Wang who's just like traveled for 10 months. Like I've never been that person and stuff, which is really cool. It's just not me, but like going to all these places and being like, yeah, I'm going to go play a tournament here. Like treat it like a vacation and hope to make money, and it's the coolest thing I think poker's given to me.
Definitely. It's definitely in the heyday when there was I think it's coming back with the tournaments and all that
especially
travel.
For the high roller scene. But yeah, we're not there.
We're not.
We're not there. All right. So let's talk about the next deep run. Obviously we'll get to the famous hand or whatever at some point, but let's start with the lead up to again. You said you were day 4 chip leader again, back to back, which is nice.
If it wasn't Chipley, I was like top 3 for sure. It was me and because it was the only swap I had. It was me and Tony Dunst were like 1-2 in chips on day 4.
Oh shit!
So was it kind of just smooth sailing like the whole time, just like easy breezy?
I can't remember which year it was, one of the 2 years, but I remember hand for hand on the bubble, which was the day 4, went 25 hands.
Wow!
And I won all 25 hands.
Oh.
And like I just had like the perfect setup where it was like raising. I remember I got threatened one time. The one time I got pushed back, some guy I opened the cutoff and this guy just 3-bets like small. I'm like, okay, at call, and then like he bets the flop and I flopped. I don't know, like a bad flush draw or straight draw or gut shot or something, and he bets half his stack. I'm like, all right, maybe he folds or something. I put it in and he tanks for like 4 minutes and like folds like whatever top pair, like ace jack or something on the board. And he folds. He's like, you better watch your fucking back on break and stuff. Like, you are out of line. I know I'm out, but he was like serious too. I'm like, and I just started laughing. Like, that's how I just deal with stuff at this. I literally just started laughing at it. So
poker brings out all types of
20.
emotions.
It went like hand for hand is boring, and it took like, I remember like 3 or 4 hours. But when you win 25 of 25 hands, it was pretty fun, and things like that happening.
Yeah, having chips on the bubble of the main event is definitely one of the best feelings that you can have in that tournament, in tournament poker in general. It's fucking great.
All right. So what day? I know you went out 15th. I believe you did anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry. What day is this? I'm trying to.
Did I hold?
What is this, day 6 then, or day 7?
Day 7.
Okay. So you went from chip leader and you're still like maintaining, doing well. I mean, I feel like at least, I mean, I was a poker junkie back then as well. I watched all the coverage, whatever. I feel like there was just so many deep stacks. Like everyone just had piles of chips and just.
They didn't color you up like they do now.
Oh, yeah.
Steal all your small chips.
Not only that, I just felt like the average at that time was just like a lot deeper. Or maybe it was just like the table you guys were at. I'm not really sure. But all right, take us through the hand. I mean, I don't want to. You don't have to dwell on it too much, but it's quite a famous hand. I'm sure Art's going to put a clip in right here. Not to mention that I loved, mainly because I'm not you, but I loved that, like, what was it, like 3 or 4 years ago, they just like kept on showing that same hand at the World Series of Poker, like on the big screen.
I have a good story.
over and over on
really
that.
Good story for this. It was like 2 years ago.
Oh, 2,
3
okay.
years ago.
Yeah.
But yes, I have it.
All right, we'll tell the story first before we get to the hand.
It was the Mystery Millions or whatever the first big event was at the World Series, and they were showing Poker Go highlights.
Mm-hmm.
And the Mystery Millions, the bubble takes, because it was like a 1,500 person bubble, and they don't have the app now, so they have to hand count everyone. And of course, like as we're hand for hand, here comes up my hand, and like people are starting to look over and stuff and everything. It was like late. I might have had a drink or two. I don't remember. And we get it all in. I'm just like, fuck it. It gets all in. I just stand up in the room and I just yell, hold!
That's good.
The whole, like, I'm not like I don't say I'm a funny person joke. That was one of the first times I got a whole group. I got an entire room to clap for me. I felt pretty good about that one.
That's amazing.
That is good. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it was uncomfortable for you, but I felt like they just showed that hand like 5 times a day. Like it was.
All my friends were just texting me videos with like the laughing emote and sending me the video. I was just like, fuck off.
All right, let's talk about the hand just a little bit, super quick. I know it's. I'm sure it's not painful at all for you anymore.
We were like Duhamel was first. I was second. I think I had, if I didn't have 100 big blinds, I had 85, 90. Like it was a lot, and I had a significant amount more than like third place. So there was a big gap, and he opened hijack.
And he's going to raise it. $575,000.
I 3-bet button.
Now to Matt Affleck with pocket aces. $1,550,000.
And then he 4-bets.
Raise.
And he says re-raise himself to just over $3.9 million.
And Affleck could 5-bet it here, even go all in.
And I remember in my head being a stupid 21-year-old, I'm like, I'm going to take like 3 minutes here. And I'm going to make it like look like I'm doing pot odds here to see if I can like, I took forever like being an idiot. And I'm like, finally I call.
Matt Affleck with 2 aces against the pocket jacks of Duhamel. And Matt just with the call. 2 of the top 5 stacks see a flop of 10-9-7. Affleck still good with his aces. Duhamel picks up a gut shot, and he checks.
And I called, and then it came like 10-9-7. Check, I bet. He called.
Affleck.
Matt moves deliberately, but decisively.
With the aces. And Duhamel, a very interested observer. That's $5 million from Matt.
Duhamel's going to call.
The turn was a queen.
Turn card is a queen of diamonds. Duhamel checks again.
Affleck in his familiar pose.
And he checked, and I just like, I had like, I don't know, 3/4 pot left or something like that. And I just remember saying in my head, please don't snap.
Yeah, he could have queens for sure there.
Yeah, he could have queens for sure. And I shoved.
Mulling.
He says all in for $11.6 million.
And then he didn't snap. And I'm like, and then it went on. Like, I don't know if people know this from the end. It was like 8 minutes.
Duhamel thinking very seriously about this.
And it felt like 30 minutes.
Yeah. At this point, what are you rooting for? I mean, like having the
At this point now, I want the call.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like at this point now, I think he has like kings or something. Like, cause like I remember in the clip, like he finally calls him like, you have kings, right? Or whatever. And, but yeah, I want the call. And like at a certain point, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to be like, you're calculating if he folds here, how much will I have?
Sure.
So you're just kind of in your head, like staring at a spot at the table and just,
mind's racing.
Yeah. And he calls. I'm like, oh my God.
Call.
And makes the call.
Tens of nines.
Your kings, right? I'm shocked by the call lot. Look at the pot. Affleck on the brink of becoming the huge chip leader. Duhamel, if he gets lucky, would be an overwhelming chip leader.
So Affleck way ahead, one card away from putting a huge hurt on Duhamel.
Like this pot is for, I can't remember now, like maybe 35 or 40% of the chips in play with 15
left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was.
It's
And
probably
then not having the bubble.
$3 million equity pot or something like that. Yeah.
Like, and then you get the final table bubble and all that stuff
Sure.
and everything. And so, and
He rolls over the 2 jacks.
so the day before I did an interview and I wore glasses at the time. And we like finished play. Someone asked, I think it was Bernard Lee, maybe.
Mhm.
He asked me to interview and I did the interview. And I think I had taken my glasses and put them on the desk where we did the interview. And then I left them. I played all of day 7 without glasses.
Blind.
And like, I couldn't make apart clubs versus spades. And like, I was counting pips on the cards playing for this much money and stuff.
How could we not win back then? Holy shit, he can't even see. All
And
right.
so
Head.
if you, like in the video, you could see me like stand up and then like the card comes off and then you see me like squint and look. I'm like, oh, yep, that's it.
Matt Affleck is going to have 41 million chips or no chips. He needs to dodge a king, jack, or 8.
The river card. Oh, it's an 8! A crushing blow to Matt Affleck.
Last year, the blow up, and he finished 80th. This year, the bad beat, and he finishes 15th.
Like, I'm like, it's a 4-spotter. I hope it's the other one. So, yeah, lose that.
But luckily he reacts super normally and chill and just walks out of there calmly and nothing
Well, part of the
happens.
reason it's as famous as a hand is because like you show genuine emotion, and I say this all the time on our podcast. I think poker needs more of it. Like whether it's elation, as long as you don't celebrate in someone's face, or sadness. It's okay to just be fucking sad. We're playing a silly game with a lot of luck involved, and sometimes things don't go your way. It's okay to just be sad.
Yeah. There was a lot of funny things that happened after that. Like, I remember, like, so I still get shit for, like, throwing the water bottle, walk out, and then I'm kind of, like, just up against the wall in the hallway with, like, this, and I feel a tap on my shoulder. And it's some random guy with a hat, and he doesn't speak English, and he just goes, this is, like, this is before I went back in. This is, like, literally
right.
2 minutes after. He literally just has a marker and is just like this. And so I'm like, and so I signed it.
Signed it, shithead. Fuck you.
So I go, like, I had a lot of friends. Like, there was Adam Levy. That final 2 tables was pretty crazy now with, like, almost every one of those is still around poker or has been since, like, Levy. Miss Rocky was there. Matt Jarvis was there. Dolan, who's not as around as much, but I think he still plays cash a lot in Florida. Like, I think he still kind of plays for a living. Joe Chung, Levy.
Racner was there, right?
Racner.
Yeah.
Yep. Racner was there. He's obviously still around. Like, almost everyone. Like, if you looked right back now, you'd probably recognize every single name.
Yeah.
Or at least, like,
Super unusual
13.
for main event final table, definitely.
Yeah. And then I remember there was, like, a PokerStars blog. And, like, I didn't know they followed me for, like, an hour and a half. And, like, this blog came out, like, this is at the Rio, like, so after all of it, like, I just went out and, like, you know, you had those, like, 20 stairs that led down to the parking lot. I just went up there and sat out there. You know, and the blog is like, he sits on the stairs. He stares up at the sky as the plane flies overhead.
Just like play by play.
There's this person probably like hiding behind a post, just kind of like, it was like, I read it. I was kind of pissed off afterward. I'm like, that's kind of fucked up. Like, they just follow
like throws a rock over. Do something.
I had a couple of my buddies there, and so they had asked me to do interviews and all that. I'm like, I'll be back in an hour, and I was plastered for those interviews.
Nice.
We went upstairs, we got some drinks and stuff, and then came back down and did all of my interviews and stuff, drunk, and I was pretty happy. At that point, then I was in a pretty good mood and stuff. So,
are you tired of playing with players like this? Not this.
No,
like this? Or this?
Or do you want to play with players like this?
Oh, wait, you If you like having fun at the poker table, Table 1 is the game for you. We play high stakes, no limit, 100 blinds. And if you want to get into the game, it's actually super easy. We have a website, table1.vegas. You just go to the website, you click get a seat in the game, and fill out the form. It's that easy. It's your name, it's your phone number, it's the date that you're here, and I will personally reach out to you.
And it's only $5K minimum buy-in. Run it up at 2.5 and join us.
All right. And I know you definitely got some fans from it, for as far as like people like seeing, like Justin said, seeing emotion, going deep, and like that heartfelt emotion. I'm sure. Did you get any like random people coming up to you like after that? Not to like make fun of you, but to be like,
to give you an idea. So this summer, people ask me at the table all the time, how often do you get asked about that hand? And I am not exaggerating. Every single day, like at this summer. Every single day. And I remember one day laughing because it was like 11:30 at night and we bag in like 20 minutes. And someone asked, and I'm like, you know what? You're the first person today. You would have broken the streak.
That's actually, I don't know, sounds like kind of terrible now. Groundhog's Day.
The worst, like you get, like, it doesn't happen recently, but I've definitely had people like come up and be like, I know exactly how you feel. I was playing this tournament last year. And there was a final table, and I had aces, and the guy had queens, and he hit a queen.
And first place was like $13,000. And
no, I've had people like I don't know if I'm remembering it correctly, but I'm pretty sure a guy was saying like in a daily tournament, like
yeah, you know exactly how it feels. Yeah. Well, as a consolation, they did give you some money for 15th. Like $500,000 or something like that.
Yep,
that's obviously not what we were going for or whatever. But does it change your life, your day to day, any of that stuff, or you're just like, okay, that's just another $500,000 score, similar to when I was 21. Just can't wait for the next one.
Yeah, I mean, I went back to Seattle, and then I actually that fall bought a condo in Seattle. That was a big thing I did with that, and I kind of put a down payment on a condo and stuff, and we just went back to playing online.
Okay.
Given how the real estate market has appreciated in Seattle, I'm sure you did quite well on that.
Well,
wait a minute.
I bought that condo in the fall.
Okay.
And then 6 months later, Black Friday happened. And I was just like, I had the best setup ever for online. Like I had like a window that looked out, I could see the water and everything. And then Black Friday happened. I'm like,
all right, well, let's go there then.
Yeah.
I know online was a huge part of your career. You didn't consider like just hopping up to Vancouver? It's so close,
No, I don't know why, but maybe I should have, maybe I shouldn't have. I don't know. I didn't.
Yeah.
Seattle had a pretty good live poker scene. And so, yeah, I mean, for the next, I'm trying to think how long, like 7-8 years or something. Like I mostly just played live cash.
What were the stakes you were going after?
I mean, we played in Seattle. We played 5-10 no limit, like 3 days a week, and then there was a PLO game that was like 5-10-20 and stuff. So like that was like there was more than enough live poker there to play.
Were these home games? Like
no, they were in a casino and stuff, and it was a really, that's probably second like some of the most fun games I played up at Tulalip. Like eventually the PLO game got to like 10 and a quarter, and I have to preface, we have a $500 max bet in Seattle, so it's spread limit. We're playing 10-25 PLO with the spread limit, and it's the best, like most fun game ever, because
so at one point
tanking, there's no, like the average pot's way bigger than your normal PLO pot, and I would much rather play that game than a PLO game. It's just a lot more fun.
So by the turn, it's like becomes 500 limit, basically.
Yeah. And there was these stupid rules, like it was capped, like limit hold'em, like betting 3 raises. So sometimes preflop would go under the gun and makes it 50, and the next guy would make it 75, just hoping someone makes it 100, and then it's capped, and it would go call. It was almost like a bomb pot, really.
Dude, that's kind of sexy.
Yeah, It was fun, but it was a good group of guys. Type of game, like people would order bottles of wine and stuff. The game would start at 8 a.m. If you didn't get there by 8 a.m., you'd be locked out of the game.
Wow.
Like no one would leave. And we would literally play till like 5 a.m. sometimes. And the next biggest game in the casino was like 500 cap. So you'd be cashing out at like 4 a.m. in the morning. And let's say you just got murdered. The max buy-in was like 2,500 in this game. Like 5 bets, basically. Let's say you cash out like 7,000. You could be in a lot. And these cashiers that work the overnight, they only see these people cash out from 1-3 and they go, oh my God, what a night. And you're like, it's 4 a.m. and I'm stuck.
I'm down 9,400.
Yes. We had to kind of train the cashiers to not congratulate us in that game.
They should have little placards next to the cage so you can put a sad face next to your rack when you push it forward. Like,
exactly. That'd be great.
Or you put a happy face or whatever. Is the neutral face. That's
an awesome idea.
Yeah. So that part of life was great. Like that's how I met Tyler, who's my best friend now. Met like a lot of really great guys and stuff through that and playing live poker and stuff. And I was still traveling.
Okay.
I kept traveling and starting, at this point you just think 500K scores come around every year. It's like not a problem. And started traveling and playing and, buying into all these 10Ks in Europe and all that type of stuff. So, and like just traveling around and stuff gets expensive. Like, so.
Money goes quick.
Yeah.
Were you dating anyone or anything like that at the time?
At the time, no. I don't
Okay, well, at least you save money there. That's good. You've been long since broke. Oh man. So like how often were you playing the cash games? Like, it sounds like a daily routine.
I was very consistent because the games would run, like I always knew like Monday was 5-10 at this casino. And then Thursday and Saturday were the PLO game at Tulalip, and then sometimes Friday. So it was basically 4 days a week. And I would go in at 9 a.m. or whenever the game started, and I'd play until the game broke. So it was like
they have the dividers up and stuff. We had the plastic dividers here for a while.
Well, that was during COVID.
That was during COVID.
Oh,
so that
was a Black Friday.
Oh, this is up until like 2017 or something. 20, yeah.
Got it. Okay, so that was pre-COVID.
Yeah, 20. I think I moved to New Jersey in like 2016, maybe. That's when I met my ex. I moved out to Jersey for a couple of years, and I was playing at Borgata a lot. And they had legal online, so I was playing some online poker there. And then I was playing actually mixed. I was playing like they ran OE and like HOE at like Parks and Borgata and stuff. So I was playing those games some. It was fun.
So you moved out to New Jersey with your ex, or
she was from there?
Okay,
and stuff.
Right,
and so I lived out there for a couple years, and then we ended up moving to Vegas. I think in like 2018, 2019, and then I've been here since.
Why the move from there to there? I mean, obviously she's from there, probably fan.
I mean, at the time, how old was I? I was like 27 or something. She was just finishing up college, and she had a job out there and stuff, and it was easier for me. She lived 30 minutes from Atlantic City and stuff, so it was like I could still work out there. There's plenty of poker there. They had online poker in Jersey already and stuff, so yeah, that made a lot of sense.
Okay.
And then you moved to Vegas when?
18, 17.
So what was the reason for that?
Our lease was up, and then we were kind of considering poker wise. Like I was between like Arizona with like Talking Stick was really, really good. And I had family there, Florida, Vegas, Seattle, back to Seattle. And like, we're like, well, I just remember randomly, like on Craigslist, she found a house in Vegas that we ended up renting for 5 years. It was like randomly, like, house looked great. It got posted that day. We FaceTimed the owners, and like they kind of just walked us through the house, and we're like, yeah, we just rented it sight unseen.
Okay.
Cool. What part of town?
Just Summerlin, right by kind of by downtown Summerlin. Rented like a
great spot.
I mean, it was a 1,500 square foot 3-bedroom house, fully furnished. They charged us $1,700 and they didn't raise the rent for 5 years. I moved out of that place in like 2023.
Dude,
And they sold it. And that's the only reason I moved out.
That's amazing.
Had like 3 conversations with the owners the whole time. Just sent them PayPal every month.
The dream setup. Wow, that's great.
Kind of had free reign. If something broke, just get it fixed and let us know, and then just take it off the rent.
All right. So when you moved out here, like, were you still like cash centric? I know you still traveled some for tournaments or whatever. You just kind of give up on that. Not give up's the wrong word, but like just saw all the tournaments who were out in Vegas like constantly.
I thought I was going to come out here and play like a lot of like, be like a 5'10" Bellagio rig, be like one of the cool guys and stuff. And then I just was like
in the coal mines of the Bellagio, 5'10".
Yeah, and I did some. And then when pandemic hit, that's when like online poker reboomed.
Mm-hmm.
And like a little bit before that, and I was like kind of just got back into playing a ton online. Like maybe the year before pandemic, and then pandemic, it was like the games are like, I remember when pandemic happened, I was so freaked out that like poker's dead. Economy's gonna go to shit. No one's gonna want to invest and everything like that. And then I just remember like first week of ACR had like a $55 like 30K. And then the second week of pandemic, it went to like an 80K, then 100K. And then like it was a 200K every single day. And I just didn't take it. I just played 7 days a week online every single day. I hadn't seen poker like that in a long time.
That was, I didn't play on ACR, but I definitely played on the WSOP, and not every single day, but like, I don't know, man. I miss COVID. I was literally, I know it was like tragic for a lot of people, and people didn't like being stuck at home, but like me at home with just my family and the computer and beers, it was like, I don't have to make an excuse to like not go out with people. Like I can just be home and just fucking watch TV and play online poker. Like it was a dream.
It did seem like a judge-free zone. I remember I had a day 2, but it started early. I can't remember, whatever. Like it was an online thing. And like it started like 4 a.m. or 5 a.m.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I'm going to make myself a white Russian. And like, my wife wakes up finally at like 7. I'm my 3rd white Russian or whatever. And she's like, what are you doing? I was like, I mean, it's early. I mean, whatever. Like it's, I'm having fun. Like it's COVID. Like whatever. Like I'm not driving anywhere. It's fine. Like, and then, yeah, I think I was, I wouldn't say ahead of the curve, but like, I think a lot of people resorted to day drinking during that. But I might be one of the first ones to do it. I was just like, well, it is 4 a.m. and I'm not going to go anywhere or be productive. White Russian's delicious too. God,
we'll get one at lunch today.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing that came out of COVID for me that still to this day was I had kind of gotten into coaching the year before for online. And then again, me freaking out like poker's dead. It's over. And then like I was coaching 20 hours a week during COVID. Like it was unlimited supply of like all these. There was a lot of people that have like I haven't played online poker in 10 years. Like I've played like I'm playing online tournaments now and like looking for coaching and stuff. And I was literally coaching like 3 or 4 hours every single day.
Did you always have like a knack for it? Like some people are just good at like teaching people how to do stuff. I would be a terrible coach, I think. But did it help your game to coach people?
It helped my game a lot. I'm 1,000 times better coach than I was back then. I probably wasn't a great coach back then. It's definitely like a different skill for sure. And there's a lot of really, really good players that are awful coaches. And there's a lot of, what you would call mediocre players that are really, really, really good coaches.
I was wondering what adjective you're going to use there. I would go with terrible for some of them, but all right.
No, so it's there's a lot of players that like I think I'm better than, but they're better. They might be better coaches than me for sure. Like it's definitely a skill set, and it's like I'm a big golfer. I know you golf a lot, and it's the same thing in like golf where it's like, why do you have someone that's not a professional golfer anymore coaching Tiger Woods? How does that work? Like It's kind of a similar thing with poker coaching, I think, where you don't have to be better than the person in order to coach them.
Oh, for sure. And like I know you're a big football fan as well, but you'll find a lot of the quarterbacks that kind of washed out early in their career. they end up being quarterback coaches, OCs, stuff like that, and they're really, really good.
Yeah.
Just they didn't have the physical attributes to do stuff. Like, it was all up here, which is great, but like they didn't have the tools. Not everyone's a Dave Craig. I'm sorry, I'm trying to think of a famous Seattle quarterback, Russell Wilson or something like that. To actually have some physical attributes to get it done.
I don't know if that applies so much in poker though, where it's just, I guess that is just like you need the stress tolerance, the ability to perform under pressure.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I guess it could follow, and some of the people, like some of the best people to back, still to this day, but especially back in the day, you find someone with a pit problem, like a really good poker player that just can't fucking contain himself when it comes to like drugs, alcohol, like, craps or whatever it is. It's like he never has money, but he's really, really good at poker.
Yeah.
We definitely know some people like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's a whole nother can of worms.
I'm not saying they'd be good teachers, but I do think that it's you have to be able to convey certain ways, like be able to communicate with people better.
Also, I feel like a lot of coaching is kind of like pointing out people's flaws. Like when they tell you something, even if they're a better player than you, and you're pointing out like whatever mindset issues, or there's all sorts of ways to coach someone to, get them to stop drinking or something, something crazy like that.
Oh, yeah, where you put a rubber band on your wrist and you snap. You remember that trend back in, what was it, like 2012?
The breathe right.
Oh, the breathe strips. Yeah.
That's true.
But I guess we'll just stay on the coaching for a little bit. You're with Jonathan Little, right? Pokercoaching.com?
So I coach for pokercoaching.com. I've been working with them for, I don't know, 7-8 years now.
Yeah. You even wrote like a chapter in John's book, right?
Yeah, that's how it started. Oh my gosh, I hate writing. I agreed to do that. I remember I wrote that. I could only write with a bottle of wine next to me. And I remember telling him, I'm like, I will write. I am not editing outside of a Word document, spell check, like grammar check. You deal with all that. I'll write the comment. You have permission to rewrite any part as long as it keeps the same context. And like, if you need to change a sentence structure, whatever, I don't give a shit. Like, you take care of that. I'll write the content and stuff. So that was the first time. I'm like, never again.
Well, how'd you get that opportunity in the first place?
That's a good question. I'm trying to remember. Like, we had some content. Maybe I'd done like a couple one-off things for them and stuff. And he wrote, he asked me to write a chapter on, like, it was a book where it was like 12 of us each wrote a chapter on different topics and stuff. So I remember like,
I finally got to you. Chapter 12.
John Little just won a bracelet. By the way, guys, he was on our podcast. Go back and find it. It was actually a really good podcast. I really enjoyed it anyway.
Yeah.
He drank wine out of his trophy.
It
was glorious. That's why you should be watching these on YouTube, not listening only. There's good shit here.
So have you enjoyed the coaching more than playing, or is it kind of like not?
They go
like two different things.
They go hand in hand, and like coaching has done like, I enjoy like watching students' progressions, all that. And I've enjoyed the process of becoming a better coach as well. But also too, it's just, there's a lot of fundamental things that high level tournament players just ignore because they've mastered it in the past. Just basic things like push fold or like basic, like real fundamental stuff. And coaching, I get to like coach that a lot. And it keeps you really, really fresh on that stuff. And that's like, I remember like a Kobe Bryant analogy in practice. He would spend the first 45 minutes of practice without a ball. He would just be doing like defensive shuffle drills and all that type of stuff. I think I'm getting that right. I could be wrong. Someone will probably yell at me.
Are you likening yourself to Kobe Bryant right now?
No, absolutely not.
Okay,
but it's more just like, you need to practice the fundamentals even once you master them, and like you have to have like a refresher and keep looking at them and stuff. And like coaching's been really, really, really good for that. And a lot of the like days that I feel like I play the best are days when I have 1 or 2 coaching sessions in the morning and stuff, and I'm coaching students beforehand and stuff, because it's really like, the adage that like you don't understand something until you can coach it and teach it to someone else is, since I became a coach, I didn't really understand and stuff. So that's like been really important. Now it's like my coaching is, I wouldn't say structured, but it's very spot specific. And it's a very like, these fundamental spots that come like cover 80%, like a lot of the high frequency spots and stuff. And I'm just like constantly getting reps, constantly seeing students' hands in them, and constantly just getting it reinforced and drilling these like fundamentals and stuff. So.
Okay. And do you have any like one-on-one slots open right now? If somebody wants to contact you to,
I mean, yeah, I'm still taking on students and stuff. Right now I have.
Do you have your own like side, or is it all through poker coaching?
I mean, I get a lot of referrals through poker coaching, and then I have a lot of stuff that's through, I get like word of mouth and stuff. I have a website. I haven't updated it in years.
I was at it this morning.
It
looked very old.
It looks good, I think.
No,
I haven't done anything.
It looks good in 2012, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Exactly. I haven't updated it in years.
so just mattaffleck.com/T1 if you want to if you want to get coaching, or is it just best to go to poker coaching?
I mean, you can shoot me an email. It's
Okay.
affleckcoaching@gmail.com. That's the best way to get a hold of me and stuff. And then I have an email I send out and stuff.
And cool. I'll put
Just
it in
as
the description.
a further promo or whatever, like, I mean, online aside, like just in live, like you have over $5 million in cashes. Like it's impressive. And like, you do a really good job dominating the low to mid stakes, I would say. And like, it's certainly not a slight by any stretch, but whatever. But like, you tend not to like, venture out too much and play any of the high rollers or anything that's kind of, I don't know, too big, maybe too high variant. Like, like, I don't know if I've even seen any of the Poker Go studios or not. Like,
I've never played a Poker Go studio event.
Yeah. Even though some of them 5Ks and 10Ks are really good or whatever, it's just
The 5Ks are good. I just don't like, my average buy-in live is probably like 2K or something.
Right.
It goes up during the summer and stuff. But like, I just don't view as the point to shot take as in a 5K turbo with, even that one, it gets 180, but there's still like that would be the one. But like, once you get to the 10K, like, I think they're good. Like, and what am I beating? Like, say I'm beating for 10%. I don't know what it is, $1,000. Like, my EV one day playing online is getting closer to that and stuff.
Sure.
I can make with like a $30 to $50 average buy-in, I can make $500 to $600 in EV online a night.
That's impressive.
With a $30 to $50 average buy-in, and like the variance in that is very, very low. And then versus playing a 10K to make 1,000 in a turbo structure, it's just like, I don't know if the risk reward is.
No, it's very logical. I mean, it's not a whole lot of poker players have that kind of discipline to do that stuff. I feel like you just, I don't want to say play like within your means, because like, I'm sure your bankroll's just fine. I know your talent's more than fine, but I don't know. I feel like a lot of people kind of get the juice from doing that stuff. Do you have
some ego attached to playing the bigger ones?
I mean,
playing small stuff online for sure.
Like I say, I know that's part of the reason I do it.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to make a living in terms of, you can play, public games, you can play big private games, you can play online, you can play online small, you can play online big. Like, and it's like, you can play, if you're playing smaller, obviously you got to put in more volume, more tables. You can play bigger average buy-in, play less tables. You can play, smaller stakes and more hours. You can play larger stakes and less hours and stuff. There's a lot of formulas that when you like that probably equal out to similar EV.
Sure, but the variance, like,
But
to your
now
point.
you got to conclude the variance and that type of stuff. Like,
We don't usually talk strategy on this show, but do you have like a I don't know, common mid stakes shit reg leak that you could plug here with
asking for a friend?
A lot.
asking for a friend? Just one thing that you consistently see, people fucking up in these mid stakes tournaments that you think like one short explanation would fix for them, or don't fix it. Not a lot of mid stakes shit regs watch this probably.
This is where I like to coach online players. Specifically, I do coach live players, but having a database of hands. And I've kind of learned now where I have filters set up for these like kind of specific leagues. So like I'll give an example here. Like I have a filter in Poker Tracker for if someone sends me their database and stuff that's specific for early position raise versus big blind defend and miss C bets on range bet boards. So like the board's like 10 high or above and it's disconnected. It's just a range bet. And like I just go through your database and the filter will pull up every single hand that's a 10 high board that you've clicked check.
Right.
And I have the same filters for things like donk betting on turn. So once it goes check on the flop and you're in the big blind, I have a filter for like the flop was 9 high and below. So those are the most checked flops. And then it was not a card 10 or higher. So top pair didn't change, where you should have a really high like donk bet percentage,
Mm-hmm.
and you click check. And not all of those are going to be you should bet, but these are all spots where you probably need to have like a 60, 70% bet or 50, 60% bet, whatever it is. And so it's like how I kind of like structure coaching is like I have all these filters and we go through and it's like you see the same spot, like the same mistake 30 times in a row versus you do a hand history review and one pot's a 3-bet pot, one pot's a single raise pot. All that are like, oh yeah, you should raise that hand and all these different things. Another common mistake I have as simple as you raise first in on the button. I have the bottom of the range filtered for like on the buttons, like king 5 off, king 6 off, offsuit 8s, like 10-3 suited. Plus, like I know these ranges, and it's every single time you folded like 10-3 suited, king 5 off on the button, 9-8 off on the button. Like these are just high frequency spots of like you folded these hands. These are all very, very profitable opens against like a computer. Imagine against a human that's not check raising enough or
that's a really sharp way to coach.
And it's like versus you just like go through a hand history. It's like, yeah, you'll get something out of it, but like seeing the same thing over and over and over and over again, it's actual repetition where you fix like one thing at a time.
Sure.
Yeah, that's
pretty good.
So that's kind of how I go about coaching, and like those are just a couple of examples of like specific filters that come to mind that almost every student I have to go through, and like it's like you walk away with this is a one specific thing that fixed, and then next time we're going to work on this next one specific thing. It's kind of like just each time you just get a new tool to like, and like I just view No Limit Hold'em as like all these little different parts, and you just get better at all the parts, and then it's like whatever happens at the end of the tournament happens. But like if you get better at all the little individual parts,
sometimes you cry. Yeah.
You had been thinking about that yesterday when you were gonna fit that in. You were like, just like, I'm going for it. I'm going for it right now. The beer's almost empty.
Like I said, guys, a lot of honesty and vino. Yeah.
All right. So what about the future? The World Series just ended. Did you have a good World Series, a bad World Series? I didn't really look at your results.
Yeah, I had a good series. Like the first weekend, I got third in an online event for like 80K. So that was nice. I was like planning on playing like 80K in buy-ins. I was like, nice.
Summer's
Can't get
free.
crushed.
Yeah. Free roll.
Yeah, so that, and then I had a bunch of like 10K scores and 1500s and stuff, like some decent, I cashed all like some 3Ks and stuff. And then I made a reasonable run in the main event. Like I had a lot of chips at some points and stuff, and I ended up busting like middle of day 5. I got like 300th or something like that for like 50K. So ended up being a good summer.
Nice. Congrats.
Yeah.
So what's now? Like usually for most poker players that I know anyway, it's a time of rest. It's just like anything but poker. Are you
I've never been a big like I slept for like the last week and relaxed, and like last night I was like firing up some online stuff, and like it wasn't a full like serious session. Like I was kind of like turned my monitor around on my desk and was sitting on the couch, had like 7 tables going, was watching some baseball and stuff, and like played. And like today I'll probably play online again tonight. So like right now it's for me, it's like I'll play online like 3 or 4 nights a week, and then like maybe travel to like 1 tournament a month or something like that. Like I'm going to Thunder Valley next weekend for there's a 2500 there.
Is it ACR and WSOP, or are those the two?
No, right now 80% of my volume is on WSOP and Club WPT. And then I do play like Bet Online, ACR, a little bit of coin poker. So like there's 5 sites.
Phenom seems like a good site.
Well, they got to get more tournaments.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Get more tournament volume.
The tournaments they have, like they're starting to run now, which is nice. But there are like a lot of $15 and $20 buy-ins that are small.
I play everything from $20 tournaments to 200s online or 300s online, whatever.
Well, you'll be the 13th entry in one of these $20 tournaments.
When I say small, I don't mean like small buy-in, like necessarily. I mean like small prize pools or whatever.
Yeah,
right now.
You got to start somewhere, I guess. Though
that's a big thing with like in tournament poker. I think people overrate the prize pool size. Like there is, the goal in tournaments is you want to find small field, high value tournaments, like high ROI tournaments, and there's still a lot of that online versus there's a lot of this tournament has, this prize pool or stuff. It's like people focus too much on the prize pool and not recognizing it's a lot of re-entry. It's a lot of maybe like in live poker, it's multi-flight, like multiple days, re-entry and stuff versus these small field tournaments with, yes, first place is going to be a lot smaller. Your ROI, like if you find a soft field one, your ROI can still be really high and the variance is going to be infinite times like lower. And so I think with online too, that's a really what like kind of my approach.
All right. Well, you should get on Phenom and sign up through our link.
Yeah. But no, I agree with you, by the way, like all the stuff you just said, but like sometimes mentally it's tough when you're playing like a $10 buy-in and then like a $500 buy-in.
Yes.
And you look at first place for the $10 buy-in, you're like, man, if I win this and I run really good, I get $1,000. I'm in for $1,000 right over here.
Yeah,
like,
I try to keep the spread not that wide. Yeah, I don't like the spread. But like last night online, I played as small as like a $20 1K turbo on WSOP that I max late reg, and I was playing like the $300 like 30K and stuff like, and everything in between. Yeah.
All right. And one more story for the road. I heard that you made it to the final table of the WSOP event on your birthday, and there may have been birthday cake involved. Can you elaborate for the fans?
Yeah. I made a final table of like a 1,500, like a big one. And the final day was on my birthday. And my ex at the time had gotten like this custom cake from one of the bakeries here. It was like it was either poker or golf themed like cake, like a massive sheet cake type of thing. And obviously she was happy I was at the final table, but she was also annoyed. She's like, oh, I spent all this stuff, had some other stuff. And so she just ended up bringing the cake to the Rio. And I remember on break, like we were just in the stands cutting up pieces and handing out to floor guys and dealers and stuff like that and eating.
Did anyone at the table actually take a bite?
I don't think so.
Oh,
I think we were like three-handed at the time. It was David Peters and someone else at the time.
High pressure moment. No, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Did anyone sing to you or anything? I would hope.
Probably. I think there was maybe on the rail or something. I can't remember, but there had to have been.
If I was on your rail, I would just sing it every time you opened a pot. Like, happy birthday. Every time you won a pot, that'd be nice.
All right. And what place did you get in that one?
I got third.
So as soon as the cake came, you went out?
No, the cake was before that.
Okay, thank God.
The final table, but yeah.
I was wondering why you guys broke up, but all right. Cool. So is there anything you want to promote? I mean, obviously they just found out where to find you for coaching or whatever, but
Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah. I mean, poker coaching, every Wednesday I do like a live webinar. Every week I do one live session. Like, so if you remember poker coaching, like I do sessions there every week. One-on-one coaching and stuff. And trying to think if there's anything else really to promote.
You're a pretty good Twitter follow. I think every once in a while you throw some.
I don't tweet a lot.
No, not a lot, but you're like a sniper, you know. And I think there was I think it was your picture, but it was back when the crying going on with you sitting at the table, like it's you and the thing in the background.
Oh yeah,
I think that was you, right?
I think maybe one of my friends probably sent me that, and maybe I copied and put it in there.
But what's the Twitter handle?
McMaddo Poker.
McMaddo Poker.
Mill Creek, baby.
Mill Creek. Shout out.
All right, man. Really appreciate you doing this with us. And good luck in Thunder Valley. Yeah. Fucking crush.
That's the pod.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Me and my buddy, we make it all of this money. Yeah, I know it's rude to be bragging.